fall in love too easily. I 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 fall in love too easily.
Oh, you didn't know? Yo ass better call somebody. It is the Nerd On Update. That's right. Yes, Josh is stunned. Where we, the Nerd On Nation, talk about the nerdy things we enjoy, and then the later half of the show, take questions from you, the people.
We take them
Oh, we take them.
forcibly.
Yeah. If you like that. As long as you
If you're
like
into it. If you're into
If
it.
you're into
We
it.
take them forcibly, but we ask nicely.
Nicely.
The safe word is no.
And we say please.
How's it going, everyone? We got the 3 hosts tonight. We don't
Thought you were gonna
introduce
say the 3
anybody.
hoes.
Yeah, 3 hoes tonight. We got Mamba, Johnny Hoare, Thomas Sillario, and we got Ethan in the chat tonight. We got some other people in there. Hello, hello. It is Monday. We got news. I don't know. How are you guys doing? How has the weekend been? I feel like, honestly, though, I just flew up to SAC, and then I came back down, and I feel like I actually
Your
haven't
arms are
gone for
tired?
such a long time. All right, everyone.
And scene.
But no, like it was like 98 to 108 every day.
Yep.
And over here in LA, it's like 89. That's the high.
Ugh,
And I'm just like,
bitches.
oh wow, wow. You know what? I feel like I've acclimated to super hot weather, so now everything's super chill down here. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
nice,
Jealous.
chilling. You know, Josh, how was your weekend?
It was good. What did I do?
You streamed some Vegas,
I did stream some Vegas.
starring Robert Baratheon and the Magical Kazoo.
Yeah.
You remember that? It's Flintstone Viva Rock Vegas. The guy who plays Fred
Ah,
Flintstone is Robert
yes.
Baratheon.
Wow.
Yes, you're right.
Wow. Wow. That's wow.
Well played.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a deep
And then
cut.
and then Barney is the other Baldwin.
Wow.
Oh
The
shit,
other
yeah,
Baldwin.
Steven. Yeah.
Mhm. Not William.
Mar-
Not William, who has a sexy naked scene with Cindy Crawford
Sexy naked scene.
in
Naked
the movie
time.
called
God, what was
I
that
think
movie?
Fatal Affairs.
Oh no, I remember it was her own one and only starring role.
Yeah, and they had a naked scene in a train.
They did.
You know,
He's like protecting her or something.
Naked.
Yeah, I mean it's
She's a
the
model.
it's the stereotypical '90s movie. It's like, I'm a cool action hero guy. You're a damsel in distress who doesn't know what she got herself into.
I gotta protect the model.
You hate me, but I have to protect you. And then we're on our
It's-
way. And then yeah,
I'm the bald one with maybe the squintiest eyes. Yeah.
and Cindy,
It was a
man,
good weekend.
man, Cindy, Estevez.
I had my health thing last week. I had an MRI
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Here we are. We're
Here
doing
he
the
is.
update. We're talking about stuff.
Stuff.
What about you, Steve's? How are
Celebrating.
you?
I hung
Our-
out. I hung out with my stepdad, who's Portuguese.
That's right. Yes.
And it's funny because he was talking about the differences and the nuances between Spanish and Portuguese speaking, and he was like, ish, and he's like, there's a ish or a z, and then I was like, yeah, like Estevez.
Stiv.
Oh,
He's
but-
right. He's right. It was my oldest's birthday over the weekend, so We took them on a train ride in small town Jamestown, California, which is the home of the finale of Back to the Future Part 3. So that's their clean. They do cling
Dum
on to
dum
that,
da
just so
dum
you know.
dum da dum dum da dum.
Pirates?
That's
Oh.
like Forks in Washington. It's the town that Twilight basically takes place, but they didn't
Twilight?
film there at all. But
Oh
if you
no.
go there, they're
See,
like, but we're Forks.
we're the home.
We're the home of it.
See, this actually what that finale was actually filmed on those train tracks. So there's
Yeah.
that. They
I mean,
got
it's
that.
beautiful. The Pacific Northwest is beautiful.
Oh
But
God,
anyway,
yes. Oh.
I digress.
That was and then finally saw Top Gun Maverick, which was very good. It
Oh.
deserved the hype. It deserved the hype. It deserved the hype. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Okay, cool. Well, we do have some news, and we did start a little early, so we can do this little chit chat, catch up, see how the chat's doing. Hope you guys are doing
Chitty-chat.
well. You know,
Chitty-chat.
I've been reading a little bit of stuff. Some fams going in and out of town.
We love you.
How hopefully everyone in the chat is excited because we got some big news.
We're fine. We're fine. How are you?
No, it's the button down. No, God,
Ding,
you're on
ding,
PC.
ding, 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 ding.
Fuck. You're using the mobile zoom. I can't help you there. I don't know. Slide up. I don't know. Hold on the screen.
Well-
here.
Oh, digital antics. Digital antics.
Oh,
Who wants
wacky.
to go first with news?
1, 2, 3. I'll go. So my news. Well, I'll start with the
Okay.
one that's not semi-personal.
Okay.
PlayStation. They're at it again with a. Sorry, I feel like it is the. It's the second big ass lawsuit that I'm reporting about. $5.9 billion lawsuit for ripping people off in the UK.
Nice.
Why? Because they are charging
Gotta.
a 30% commission fee. Why?
Because I gotta.
PARTY. Okay. Sorry. They charge a 30% commission fee on all digital purchases made through the UK PlayStation Store. What is interesting about that is that everybody does, except I believe it's Epic. Yeah, Epic does not, and they just got done with their little Apple skirmish last year. And I think that's one of the reasons why them by it's the principle of it. But the main argument of this, and it is let me see what it is. It's a consumer rights advocacy. Man, that's a hard word. Advocacy. I
Bingo.
got it.
Got it.
Group is they are saying that PlayStation is near monopoly or a monopoly because they are the only source of PlayStation games. Fucking duh.
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
It's the name of
but basically their point is they shouldn't be using their power and enforcing unreasonable prices because in their minds they're just basically talking about being a consumer. The paying rent is a necessity. Playing God of War Ragnarok is not. But they're
Avocado
making people-
toast.
is delicious, is what you were going
It's
to say.
great.
No, just
It's great.
kidding. Anyway, so that's happening, and then Knights of the. No, just kidding. Wizards of the Coast announces something pretty big. 1D&D. Basically, it is their three-prong initiative at providing players basically a single digital outlet for the game. It's very interesting. The last time that the rule book was updated, so I read, was in 2014. It's looking like it'll be updated again in 2024. But the big thing that was announced was Dungeons and Dragons Digital. They have a virtual tabletop service that they will be providing that is powered by Unreal Engine. And basically, I mean, it's if you think about that, it is a digital tabletop. The reason why I'm bringing this up and the reason why I'm so selfish about this is because I mixed the trailer for it, or the behind YouTube. There's like a 6.5 minute video. I mixed that.
He did it.
But I got to
He
see
did
it before
He did it.
everybody else did, and it's really cool. It's really really interesting. It's a little intense in how good it looks. The reason why this is kind of newsworthy is that people are a little nervous because it brings up a question. Well, isn't that kind of like a video game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was
So
like, hold on, digital.
yeah, it's
is
kind of
just-
like it's that, but it's also people are really afraid of microtransactions because I mean, in the world of D&D, do you know how easy it would be to apply microtransactions to anything and everything? And they already the one evidence that this one article brought up was that they already charge microtransactions in a sense for you can get different dice skins on D&D Beyond, which they bought or they acquired earlier this year, which we used on our thing last year. The D&D Beyond's really it's really useful. It's very cool, but yeah, if you wanted to get different dice, you'd have
Well,
to pay for them.
also in
So,
D&D Beyond, you have to like pay just to get extra modules, so, or like stories. So like normally people play 5e 5th edition, and then if you wanted to like put the like Rick and Morty kind of stuff in there, they have that added, but you have to pay like $11 to have the book uploaded to your account, so that when you create different classes, you can be like, cool, I have
it's
a
just there.
I have a Finglethorpe weapon, you know, and it's like, oh, that's a Rick and Morty
Yeah.
item, which is
Yeah, I remember I bought like a thing for my specific character so I could even do it, and it wasn't there before I purchased it. And then when I started working on my character, having purchased that, it was like $5, but still, like we were even saying in the digital green room, that stuff like it stacks. You're like, oh, I've only spent 19.99. Oh shit, I did it 5 times.
Yeah, and the fact that Wizard of the Coast also does Magic the Gathering, it's the original, you know, gotcha game of the world of just like, you're in for $1, you're going to be in forever, you know. It's just going to be like, cool, how about
Yeah.
more, how about more, how about more? And it, you know, you can like
Yeah.
spend extra money just for cosmetics. So
Yeah, but
Woof.
anyway, so that was announced, and I mean, here's the thing: it looks really cool. It looks really cool, but I didn't even think about the aspect until I started like looking into it further, and I was like, there's a bunch of videos of like why this is a bad idea and whatnot, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even think. Yep, you right, you right,
You right.
you right.
You right.
That's my news. That is my news.
all right,
My news.
Steve's, I challenge you to do it in 7 minutes.
I can do that.
Ooh.
I got three wrestling news stories for you. That's right, people. We're going to start off with AEW. Back in June, my number one guy on that program, CM Punk, won the AEW World Title from Hangman Adam Page. That week, I believe the very next show they had, CM Punk injured his foot. And on that Friday, he had to go away for surgery on his foot. Now, this did not mean he relinquished the title. He just has to go away with it. And while he's away getting his surgery, there is an interim AEW champion who will be champ until Punk returns and those two face off. John Moxley, who used to be known as Dean Ambrose in the WWE, part of the Shield with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, he goes by John Moxley now. He became the AEW interim champion. And just last week, CM Punk returned, and the two faced off. The two had a battle of words the next show, and they brawled not once but twice throughout last week's AEW Dynamite. This all leading up to this coming Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, where it's champion versus champion, AEW World Champion CM Punk versus AEW Interim World Champion John Moxley to determine who is the undisputed AEW World Champ. I bring it up because these two guys are my favorites in AEW. This is like Rock Austin for me in AEW. These are my two top dogs. I love them in the ring. They work great together. They're going to put on quite a show. I'm excited for it. I don't care who wins. But, so, CM Punk is back. The CM Punk chants have returned after 2 months of no chanting, and he's ready to show that he is best in the world. Moving on to WWE, which explains why I'm wearing this shirt and why my pops are right here. My DX pops, Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
They can't see it. It's not on the screen. I made it so you're a giant man.
Ah, dude. Okay, fine.
You're like
Jesus.
3 inches
Wow.
tall, so you're a giant
Sorry,
man.
they're right here. There's my Shawn Michaels and my Triple H. I bring it up because, as we know, Vince McMahon is bye-bye, and Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, is now co-CEO, excuse me, and chairwoman, and her husband, Triple H, is the president of all creative talent. Triple H is running the creative storytelling throughout all of the programs. He's the guy in charge of the stories, and he's had quite assembled this team. And news has been coming out as of last week. The vice president of creative is none other than his good buddy for life, Shawn Michaels.
Ah, that's dope.
So Triple H and Shawn Michaels,
They're coming together.
25 years ago, the story was they were trying to take over.
And they're working together, Josh.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
long
true.
con. Wow.
25 years ago, the angle was they were going to
Josh
take
got
over.
it. Josh got it.
Huh?
Yep.
25 years later, they have
Processor
taken
of
over.
my brain went, oh.
Boom. And not just that, as of announced today, another DX member has returned now with an executive position in the company, the Road Dogg Jesse James. He's the one whose opening monologue is how I started our show today. Oh, you didn't know you're asked me to call somebody. That was his thing. He has come back and he is in charge of the wellness program, which is telling because he is a guy who had a lot of drug issues in the past, who's now clean and sober, and now he's running the wellness program that goes on to all the other wrestlers.
Who's this guy?
So, Road Dogg, Jesse James, he was one half of the tag team, the New Age Outlaws, him and Billy Gunn, who were both part of DX. One of the best guys on the mic. He's back. That's 3 members of D-Generation X running the WWE today. Just waiting to see if X-Pac comes back, waiting to see if Billy Gunn leaves AEW and comes to WWE, and just have the entire DX family running World Wrestling Entertainment, something we just enjoyed as a story. Yeah, now it's coming true. So there's that.
I was just wondering if any of them are connected to Kenny Omega at all from the chat.
No, but Kenny Omega, I would say, is one of those guys who were inspired by them because they did do the click hand symbol. They started their Bullet Club, which used the click, which comes from DX and the NWO. So there's a connection. There's a connection. But Kenny Omega is very, very happy as an AEW guy. Doesn't need WWE to be very, very successful. And lastly, wrestling combined with television. Black Adam himself, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is doing the producing thing again. He's teaming up. $7 Productions is teaming up. Pause. Because allergies.
We're holding. We're holding.
There it is. Is teaming up with Vice and the creators of one of the greatest wrestling behind-the-scenes docuseries there is, Dark Side of the Ring. They have teamed up to create Tales from the Territories, a docuseries chronicling all the independent territories that existed in the 60s, 70s, and 80s in professional wrestling. Everything that was around before Vince McMahon bought them all up to make his humongous juggernaut of a company. So it's going to be covering where all these guys from the golden era, where they started. Jerry the King Lawler. You might see Hogan, Andre the Giant, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, where they wrestled in these small southern or northwestern Pacific Island areas before WWE was created. So that's coming. Tales from the Territories.
Boom.
The hierarchy of the DC universe is about to
It's
be
changed.
Is a changeling.
Yeah. It's changing.
What about you, Tom? What's your news?
Guess what, y'all? It's me from the DC Dive Boy guy.
He's the DC guy.
I'm the boy, DC boy here. And the hierarchy of the DC universe, I don't know, is it changing? Who cares? But what is it? All these dumb articles that come out, and they're just like, well, The Rock has said that Black Adam's powers are Superman's powers, and everyone's like, he doesn't have heat vision, and then I'm just like,
Is that Phantom Wear?
No, I don't know, but stupid trades are the ones pushing these things, and then it just no one sounds good because it just sounds like The Rock doesn't know what he's talking about, but obviously he does his research, so he's just like saying in comparison of like, would you want to see the strength and power?
Use the quote. Run it.
And
Run
then
it!
and then so all these idiot numbnut journalists who don't know what the fuck they're talking about are just like giving everyone bad press because no one wants Warner Brothers or DC to succeed. Yeah, giant freaking robot. What else is there? Who was it? Geek cultured. I don't know. But cosmic book news. But no, the big news that I want to talk about is at HBOMAX. You know, everyone's all like, "Hey, guess what? I turned on my computer to send my emails, and HBOMAX deleted it all."
Cancel everything.
Yeah, has removed everything. But the one particular thing, again, this is, look, y'all, you got to keep your fingers on the pulse. You got to keep your fingers on the pulse. I wish I could show you this thing. I'm like, fingers on the pulse, because I've been keeping an eye on all this stuff. I've been hearing about all this stuff. Remember when we started the update? I was so excited that J.J. Abrams had a $500 million deal to work at Warner Brothers exclusively with Bad Robot. He was to produce Justice League Dark, John Constantine, Dead Man, and a Superman, and a Batman animated series with Bruce Timm. Where are those shows? Where are those movies? That was 3 years ago. What happened, baby? $500 million? No production? Even they said, I remember one of my news topics was, J.J. Abrams is in talks to develop the Dr. Seuss universe. Where are those movies? Where are those shows? Never happened. This motherfucker is producing shit at Apple TV. What the fuck is that? So, one, money down the drain. Greg Berlanti, all his shows just got canceled. And they're wrapping up. So I don't know what the fuck is going on over there with that TV shit.
Will that make us money? I hate it.
And so for me, again, DC boy, I want things to succeed. I think the only way that right now DC does any sense of having a big impact is a connected universe in the direction of the Snyderverse, where you're using Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and all those characters in a front-facing DC cinematic universe. You're not saying like, oh, we're gonna do a live-action Animal Man. We're doing live-action Question movie, but no plans for Superman, no plans for Batman. I think those are bad directions. You should have the Justice League and all this stuff be leading the charge. All these movies, even do it the way that our boy Stan Berkowitz, who was on the show, who wrote for Justice League Unlimited, said that if anything, every movie that has a new hero be introduced, bring one of the Trinity in there, have them be part of those stories. That being said, all this comes together saying Batman: The Caped Crusader animated series is no longer moving forward to HBO Max. It's still in production, but it potentially might be shopped around to other networks, which means two things. That means Hulu, or that means Amazon or Netflix, because I think Warner Brothers has a good relationship with Netflix.
Because Sandman's there.
But also Sweet Tooth is there, and all the CW stuff goes on there like weeks later after the episodes. So like that's the only thing I could think about, and I don't know what that means, because it's, same thing when HBO Max first launched, the Harry Potter series was not on there, and it's a Warner Brothers property. Why? Because NBC had all the rights to Harry Potter TV. So again, it's all that having to
all that stuff
it like bounces back and forth, I think.
Yeah, and so I mean, again, I'm saying, being a DC fan, it ain't easy. You got to keep track of all this stuff. You can't let him catch you slipping. You just got to know. You just got to keep his eyes on these things. So what's happened with Ta-Nehisi Coates? I don't know. What's happened with Michael B. Jordan? I don't know. But all I know, this is what was found out 2 hours ago. To me, and I'm gonna say it out loud. I don't know if Batman Cape Crusader was gonna be good. Everyone's like, oh, Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, how bad? It's like that's brilliant. People thought Justice League was gonna be great because it got Joss Whedon there. You never know, man. You never know, baby. It could just be absolute hot garbage. You just don't know. You don't even know. We don't even have a trailer. You don't even know. So that's not happening. We'll see where that goes. We'll see where all the dust settles. Everyone's like, what is Warner Brothers Discovery doing? I again, like I said last time.
Did the Batwoman canceling
Batgirl
happen this week, or Batgirl? Did that happen this week?
That
or
happened
week
like
before?
last month.
Cool. News to Josh.
That happened like last month. That being said, Ezra Miller and the press team did release a statement saying that they are in deep mental illness and that are getting looked at, and they apologize for any of their actions. That was it. And there was a big, huge spewing spill of all these people being like, 3 options that's going to happen to Ezra Miller and their movie was, one, this is what end up happening, that Ezra Miller issues an apology and they stay out of the spotlight and don't do a lot of the press at all, and they still release the movie.
Shut your mouth.
2,
Shut your mouth.
they silently release the movie, kind of, and they never have him do any press at all. And then 3, they shovel the movie. They cancel the movie completely. And those were the 3 options. And we live in the timeline where they chose the first option. All that being said,
On this line of the multiverse.
yes. All that being said, this is a little bit more WB movie-ish news. I'm sorry, I'm getting away a little longer. Wednesday Addams TV show trailer just premiered, and everyone kind of lost their minds. You know, it's the first time we're seeing the Addams Family in live action in a long time. Everyone's excited for Jenna Ortega. And people were, here or there about Luis Guzman playing Gomez. But the thing that I saw, which was like maybe rumor, yet to be determined, apparently, and Steve's might perk up, he might get a little 2 inches bigger thinking about this, or not, because he might have a lot of things to say about this.
I might.
Who plays the uncle is rumored to be Johnny Depp. And yes, and the reason I bring this up is because also in controversial news, right? Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. What is the statutes and limitations of being canceled? What is the statute of limitations of, like, you're no longer viable? And if, quote unquote, Johnny Depp is okay in the public eye, is not announcing the casting decision for Johnny Depp to play Fester, who knows, right? I don't know. And, the court decisions were one thing or the other for a defamation. And, it's just like, what do people want? What is a win in society's eyes? I don't know. At this point, I could say what I feel, but at this point, I also feel like there's so much shit still in the air. I just know that a lot of people have done shitty things, and a lot of movies are still being made with shitty people. And Kevin Spacey still has a job. And so it's
it's hard to comment on anything.
No, that's why I'm saying, like,
Nowadays.
it's waiting until the dust settles, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
but like weeks prior, I was like chatting up everything Ezra Miller, and then every time I did, by Tuesday, something would change with that story. I'm like, nope, I'm not saying anything anymore.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
it's
saying
just
anything
like
anymore.
previous comment that you made. I mean, don't lift something up until you see it. Don't tear something down until you see it. Like, all of the stuff, all of the spin that I'm always talking about, just like you just don't know, and it's so like you just like that meme, that Firefly meme of him going
No, like
I'm just like
no, like, I think I'm pretty sure, like, when Ray Fisher started bringing up his experience with Warner Brothers executive team, Joss Whedon, Jeff Johns, and Walter Hamada, and Toby Emmerich, that's when Variety dropped the article that Jason Momoa was going to play Frosty the Snowman, and it was completely fictitious. And they never released a redaction. They just took it off of social media, but the article still lives. And it's that kind of stuff,
This
right?
is not
We're-
the article you're looking for.
well, the article is still there, so you can't find it, and that's the thing where it's just like people want to be the first one to be sensationalized and to stoke up emotion and to feel right, and some people are just throwing smoke screens, and people are just like, so it is, especially with Nerd On, like we're not the fastest news, and we do a news show because we are talking about things that we like.
We're more like last week tonight.
Yeah, because we're smart.
Yeah.
He's had some fun with HBOMAX lately too. By the
Oh my god, I love what he
all of
said
it.
about AT&T.
way. Uh-huh.
He's like, yes, Estevez.
I won't give Depp any more spotlight because he's had a lot, and there's going to be more to come when his buddy Marilyn Manson tries to do the same thing he did against David and Rachel Wood. So they'll be back in the spotlight again because they're bros for life. But back on Wednesday, all the heat on Luis Guzman and his portrayal. Now, for me, I adore Raul Julia's Gomez. I love Raul Julia, period. Thanks to my dad, I saw Raul Julia movies before he was Gomez. I saw the things he did, so I knew he was this fantastic Shakespearean actor, and his Gomez is just
Inspired.
amazing. Inspired. Doesn't take away from the fact that Luis Guzman is portraying a different version of Gomez, the cartoon comic version, and he is comic accurate to it. So I know it's very difficult for some of the fandom wires and stuff, but it's very easy to love Raul Julia's Gomez, adore it, always watch it every Halloween, and still cheer on the extremely talented veteran actor Luis Guzman and his portrayal of Gomez Adams. I know, psychotic, crazy. I'm a degenerate. I'm a degenerate. That's what I
did
am.
you say?
All I'm gonna say is, I've watched The Addams Family. I don't give a damn about any type of tradition or honoring any type of any of those characters.
If you want to, cool.
Well, it's like I have no emotional ties to them. But that being said, it's just like all I know from like a layman, casual, filthy casual idea of Morticia and Gomez is that everyone's just like, I want that in my life. The love they have,
They're
that's
couple
what I
goals.
want.
They're couples goals,
right?
Yeah.
Knowing how Luis Guzman portrays the characters he portrays, he is an endearing, lovable man. Even if he's the stupidest or terrible or meanest character, the way he portrays them are always filled with love. And so to me, I'm like imagining, like, okay, I know how this actor acts, playing this role, and then with Catherine Zeta-Jones being Morticia Addams, I'm like, this is going to be also goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's just like,
exactly.
oh, lovable man. You know, it is the Taika Waititi looking at the iPad with tall Kate Blanchett as Hela. You know, just like showing my wife the Legos I made.
Yeah.
So
As long as you've got that undying love and passion between Gomez and Morticia, you're nailing the characters because that's what they are.
Yeah.
They are couple goals,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for this. I'm all about it.
I think it's shot
it's
beautifully.
coming out-
It
looks amazing.
I think Netflix just kind of knows where. I mean, unfortunately, this is the true thing, and seeing how the movie industry is moving, they're doing the movie studio route where it's like fewer projects but higher budgets.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah. With that, second part of the
Next part
show,
of the show?
Josh. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the next part of the show.
What's next?
We are going to take forcibly, but we will say please questions from the people.
And then
Now,
we take it.
Yeah, we take it.
Your
and we answer
choice,
them.
bitches.
But there are so many ways to submit questions that I made a page on our website, nerdon.tv/questions.
Taking questions.
Use whatever way you want. But my favorite way is to join the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. And there are channels in there that you can submit questions to. But my ultimate, like the actual, like the answer for my favorite way of submitting questions is to join the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon.
Hashtag Patreon.
Wow.
In the mic.
Yeah. Wow. He's
Just
so
do
good.
this.
Stop it.
God.
Join the Nerd On Nation. You get to support us and everything that we do, and we want to keep doing this and doing it better and bigger and
Like
you know,
2 inches bigger.
Which is bigger.
you like 2.5. Come on.
Oh.
Whoa. But yeah, you can ask questions like Mamba. Shout out to Mamba. Nerd On is going on a live stream road trip. First of all, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it
Second,
is.
what are the 5 places that you would take the stream to go see/experience? You must leave the state that you in. You can't just say, I'm taking a road trip around my neighborhood, because it doesn't count. Beep, 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 beep.
We're all
So-
3 in Cali, so
So I know some of y'all who watch us are in Colorado.
okay, so we got Colorado.
That's
It's a live stream. We can
that's-
go wherever we want.
What if we hit up one of the Pacific Northwests that's not California? Like we do Oregon or Washington. Which one?
Do Seattle?
Seattle?
You
Okay.
know
Seattle's a beautiful city.
Yeah, we'll do Seattle.
Go on a
Hit
hike
Seattle.
and then go. Oh, wait, you want like a logical road trip? Like we're gonna be like.
I'm trying to map it out, man. Yeah, I'm gonna budget this out with the Patreon money.
Yeah. I'm so in. If that actually happened, I would be so in. I'd be down with Seattle.
Washington, Colorado.
I would really love New Orleans. I think that would
Oh,
be fun.
Nolans. We should go to Nolans.
Nolans.
Yeah. Nolans. That's 3.
Like Bourbon Street at night. You guys can drink, but I can just be like I can be the sober one holding the phone while you guys are.
But somehow
know.
still acting as crazy as we are, just because.
Yeah.
So there we go. So it's Seattle, Denver, Colorado. Is that where we go? Denver. Yeah. With Denver?
Sure.
No, no.
Hey,
Go
look,
like
I don't know where people's cities are. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I heard. I want pretty much the thing is I'd want to go to where the people are.
Aw.
So those places.
So Washington, Colorado, Nolans.
Nolans. We have
Feel like
two
Vegas
more.
would be
We
We
got
got
two more.
We got 2 more.
Then we should go.
We're fully. So imagine you're fully funded to go anywhere.
New York.
Yeah,
New
I mean
York.
that's New York.
We gotta have New York.
Yeah. Do
New
New
York.
Times
York.
Square at night would be a
Do we go to an
dope
island?
shot.
Do we go to an island? Do we go to an island? Do we go to an island?
Portuguese.
Hawaii?
The
No,
Portugal?
no. We stay with the U.S. We can choose from either the Hawaii or Puerto Rican
Can
territory.
we go to my homeland, Hawaii?
Yes. You're gonna tell me twice. Come on.
We completely skip all of the Midwest.
Yeah, it's fine.
Listen, bro. He said 5. If we're
Yeah,
making it 10, then
Then we-
fuck,
we'll throw 'em in there.
go-
Then
we'll
Kentucky.
go in-
So we
Yeah.
could go visit the
and we
Colonel.
gotta get some barbecue.
Where'd they
gotta
film
get-
Twister? I'm gonna go there.
We gotta listen. We could do a pizza tour. We're gonna do a
Yes.
pizza tour. We could do a barbecue
Yes.
tour.
Yes.
We could do different kinds of Mexican food in the U.S. tour.
I would love to go to like this the most the least popular tourist sites. You know, like the
Bourdain
ones where
and
it's like,
shit. Let's
hey,
do
look,
this.
it's the world's largest
We'll figure it out, Mamba.
boot. And then
I'm
like
cool with it.
that's where we're hosting
We sit on it.
This is the most boring stretch of land. To drive.
it. I
This
like
boot's so huge.
I like in the
It's at least
chat.
5
I like in
inches.
the chat. Mom was asking, "Can you take a road trip to Hawaii?" Do
We'll
you
figure it
guys
out.
do you guys remember back in the
We're
day
fully funded.
the directions from China to Japan?
MapQuest.
Yeah, you remember that?
MapQuest was awesome.
Do you
Oh, yeah.
remember the joke with that? Was jet
just
ski
take you
across
there.
the Pacific Ocean to Japan?
Yeah.
That's the road
It
trip,
used to
baby.
make me make so many illegal turns. Like, just turn here. MapQuest was like that friend that you were like, I don't think we should do that. Just what's the worst that could happen?
Just
That's
try it
oncoming.
out.
That's a one-way street.
MapQuest
It's
was
fine.
like Dane Cook giving directions. Like if you cross the train tracks, you've gone too far. Clunk. Damn it.
Listen, I'm not saying you a bitch, but you sound like a bitch. I'm just saying. MapQuest right now.
So we got it. We got
So we
Colorado,
drive to 4 and we
Washington,
fly to
Hawaii, New York, and Florida. That's it.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
look the other way, Mamba. Just look the other way for the Hawaii thing.
The other way.
Technically speaking, if we take our car on a non-commercial 737 They will have a
Yeah.
little.
And never get out of the car.
They'll have a little track, which is a road
Yeah.
Boom.
to
That's
an.
how
And
Yes,
most likely we'd be in like an RV type situation. So don't
yeah.
don't leave it
Mhm.
No.
and like
No.
be flown or shipped to Hawaii,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then go do things in Hawaii.
We
Yeah.
choose one of the islands.
Yeah.
Boom.
Nailed it. Next question. Next
Please.
question. What's
Take
the snapping thing?
questions.
I can't do it. Be rad.
Be rad.
What's a super specific genre of media you enjoy? Recently, I've been playing The Outer Worlds and realized I really enjoy things that fall under the description capitalism in space. That's where my brain goes
I like
to
it.
what
I like
that
it.
way that would be read.
I like it.
I notice
uh-huh.
that I am very much specifically drawn to zombie apocalyptic
This is true.
things.
This is true.
S-
Steve's.
specifically like I almost said zombie apocalyptic things. I like apocalyptic stories like Fallout, but zombies, like in some way, if it's involved, I'm like,
I like apocalypsis movies.
yeah,
Just
I like
doesn't finish.
ellipses movies.
Yeah. Those are
I was gonna
good.
say, as Steve's, you should do for Crusaders. Bring Josh on and do Deceased.
Oh, the deceased.
Yeah, it's when the anti-life equation combines with cyborg,
Oh.
and then it
I
infects
read
the
it.
internet. And then
Reddit.
for several issues, they had variant horror movie covers. So like they had like, I think Poison Ivy, but then it was like Friday the 13th or the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
They had like the
Okay.
Nun, but then like instead of the Nun, it was the Joker. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
creepy.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
So zombies for Josh.
Well,
Zombies.
zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse. Steves.
Things dealings with the occult or old school religions, paganism, stuff that lingers around that area. Just because I've been kind of the breaking away from old traditions. The degenerate over here is breaking from old stuff and wanting to point out discrepancies, I guess. So anything horror that deals with occult, old religion, paganism, all that.
Lately, all I can say is that I've been really liking. But I mean, the thing is, like, okay, I'm gonna extend this a little bit, just make it a little bit longer than unfortunately it needs to be, because I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think sci-fi is about?
This is the Star Wars, Star Trek thing, isn't it?
No, it's not, because like, I feel like sci-fi. A lot of people are like aliens, robots, time travel, spaceships, right? Things, non-human things. When I tend to feel like I like true and good sci-fi is so so humanistic. Like iRobot, right? Really
I was gonna
questions like, can artificial intelligence be more human than humans in that sense, right? Can it make decisions and have feelings and do things and have compassion, have emotions? What does it mean to have
social commentary that's just set hundreds of years from now.
I mean, it's not even 100 years from now. It's
I mean,
very
that part of it.
Yeah,
part of
it's very Neil Gaiman. Shout out to last week's episode of The Crusaders. Go watch that on VOD and on YouTube. It's the lie we use to tell the truth, right? So we use robots, we use aliens to ask ourselves, what does it mean to be human? District 9, right? It's a story about these aliens who land in Africa, and it's really actually talking about like how we treat other refugees, and that they don't have rights, and that they live in slums. Bicentennial Man, absolutely, Thomas Lario. Me and Corey were actually talking about that. And it's why I love sci-fi so much, because I think, and this what I was going to get to is like sci-fi about the human experience, but I'm like, that is what sci-fi is. I think like true sci-fi is that, and where like, but then you say like, oh well, what about
It
Alien?
talks about the big themes, but it hides it in a wrapping that I think oftentimes like people are more susceptible to. It's like shiny lights or new designs or like the future. It's like
Yeah, well,
wow, that's really an important thing to talk about. Like, oh man, that's a human element that, yeah, but
yeah,
anyway.
I watched recently Paprika, which is a Satoshi Kon animated film, and a lot of the visual elements are actually what people say that Inception's based off of. Inception's way
Okay.
more just about a
I know that.
heist than about like the human experience. And I think Paprika, pretty much they have these dream machines, very like Inception. And there's a therapist who actually has like dissociated from humanity and has created a secondary identity called Paprika, and she goes into people's dreams and gives them therapy. And during all this stuff that happens, um, it pretty much asks the question of like, you know, our own experiences in life, and do we really face our deepest darkest moments, or do we run away to them in our dreams? And then what happens when we can't see the difference between the two? And it's like that's a very just a human thing of just like our own experiences, right? What happens when like we snap and then we kind of just stop really ingesting reality and we really just hope to see dreams more often, and stuff like that, like Ghost in the Shell. And I'm just like, yeah, just so much more about like us as humans and what makes us human and what's important to us, and are we allowed to experience things, and are we allowed to say that like one form of intelligence or life is below us, right? And it's like that's a really slippery slope, right? Like if we can literally artificially create biological life forms now. We can do in utero births, right? Is that less life? Is that less than us? Is that less than natural born humans, right? Asking those questions. Is it taking it too far? All those things. But I think like sci-fi is that, but then it's like if I could be very specific, then it's like sci-fi towards human like consciousness, because there's like Alien, right? It's sci-fi horror, doesn't talk too much about the human experience, but it kind of does, because it is a little bit of an allegory of just terrible things that happen to people without their consent.
Mhm.
So
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that Terminator 2 is still such a great, fantastic film. It's sci-fi action, but it's all summed up in Linda Hamilton's closing
at the
lines in the
very end.
movie. If a machine, a Terminator, can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too.
Mm.
It's like this is what this whole movie was about. That's what this whole movie was about. And yeah, I mean that's still why it holds up as one of the greatest of all time.
Or Terminator becomes a father. Oh my god, such a
I
good.
cried so much as a kid when I saw that.
I don't know. Like I remember watching that as a kid and never like consciously knowing why I loved that movie so much. And I like as an adult now, I'm just like, this is like one of the
You just knew it was
greatest movies
good.
of all time. And
Ah, still to this day.
this is
It's
dang,
30. It's excuse me. Yeah, it's 30 years old. Still.
Die.
to this day. Anyways, so
And
that's
you
one.
reenact that with your friends when you're in the pool doing the whole look guys look at me look at me guys look at me look at me.
And I'm just saying like this: any type in a video game or in a cartoon, anything. If you kill someone in lava, someone got to do this. Someone got to do
Yep,
this.
you got to.
So sci-fi about human experiences. So like Arrival. Oh. Anyways, next question.
Yes. And that's up to you.
Oh,
You
that
have
was the
these.
third question.
Yes, it was.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Two.
No, that was
Was that
two.
two?
Our third question is from T.
I am just
Travel.
kidding. I'm doing it right now. Gotcha. Next question.
Josh, you.
Gotcha.
You.
Third question comes from T Dog.
What up, T-Dog?
If you only have 1 hour to play video games for the last time, what game are you playing?
I'm ready.
You know what I'm doing.
Steve's is playing Leisure Suit Larry,
It's-
cum laude. Magna cum laude.
That tracks. That tracks.
I'm playing one for half an hour, another for half an hour. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that
First
that tracks.
first half hour, I'm on the Super Nintendo playing Jurassic Park.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
He's
it.
gonna play Aladdin on Super Nintendo, but it's the It's the level that you have to like swing with the animals. Fuck
No,
that
forget that.
level.
Fuck that level. God damn it. Fuck that level. Straight to hell. And the second half hour, N64, WWF No Mercy. Best wrestling game in all time. That's my 2. Done.
Josh, you or me? Without breaking the question like
You
fucking
go.
Steve.
You're not
I'll
allowed
go.
to-
Still an hour. Still an hour.
We have 1 hour to play video games for the last time. What game are you playing? I'm gonna play. This is how I'm gonna break the question. Not like a
See?
Steve's.
Look at you going. Look at you.
If I'm playing by myself versus if I'm playing with other people. If I'm playing by myself, Pornhub.com. Oh no, but
Yes!
no. If I'm playing by myself, then
Sponsor.
actually, it might be Journey. It actually might be Journey. If this is my
Okay.
last time
'cause
playing
you
a
want to
video
have
game,
some sort of completion. You'll probably know.
so I'll just be like, this is it. This is where we are in life. And then if I'm playing with friends, then it's probably gonna be. You know what? It's probably.
I was gonna say Mario Party because if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
You know what it is? It's a game that I've never played with any of you guys. It's a game I played like randomly during shutdown. Was Gardic Phone. Now Gardic Phone is like an online.io website, so it's free to play, and you can just play with your friends, and you guys can log in. And it's pretty much just like you know the game, Josh, the one where you draw something. It gives you a prompt like draw, a worm out of an
Dictionary?
apple. Yeah, but then you got to flip it,
Kind of. Yeah.
and then you got to give it
Yeah.
to someone else, and then you got to try to guess what you drew. Telestrations.
Yeah.
So Gardic Phone has that, and it was the most fun I had. Like I like bust a whole gut playing that game, and I was
Oh,
quite
okay. Gut. He said gut.
I blasted my whole nut.
I busted a nut. Do people still say that? I think they do.
I think he said gut.
I ejaculated a whole almond
Okay, now it's painful. Now it's getting painful.
into his Steve's hair, which gave him his job.
Oh, God,
I can't.
There's something about
can't.
Anthony.
Anthony.
Josh.
Well,
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, time. I gotta just real quick. These people in the chat, y'all. Why y'all trying to do me dirty? Game is Sonic 2. Why Mamba? And also Ethan Who. Stop.
Sonic 2.
I posted a video on YouTube, and you could see me just have a terrible time playing that game. It was ridiculously hard. And then Jedi Fallen Order is stupid. It's stupid hard.
I had this idea for a video because I saw your video that said how I beat this, and I was gonna say how I beat Fallout New Vegas, and it was just gonna be like 6 minutes of me pressing the wrong button to open up the wrong menu. Like how I beat Fallout New Vegas. Nope, shit.
Yep.
Nope, that's still wrong. Why are you
Nope.
still opening empty
Nope.
things? There's nothing there for you to loot.
Uh-huh. Hey, pro gamer, baby.
Program. I am the one who games.
I'm a pro
I would
gamer.
totally. I
The one
would
who
totally.
games.
You know what my answer is going to be. I'm going to play
Final
Final Fantasy
Fantasy
VII for the feels. I'm going to play for the feels because I like any section of that game.
I was gonna
It'd
say,
be fun.
first half hour is all cutscene.
Shit. You're right.
But hey,
You're
those
right.
are good cutscenes.
You reach a point where you're like, "Fuck, did I save? Shit, am I going to watch this whole thing?" Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
All right,
I'll
now,
be right there, Mom.
now I got the questions next. Everyone in the chat, throw all the questions you got at us.
All the questions.
But also, now that Brad's here, we gotta make sure we get some claps in. This is Tom.
It's Anthony.
There you go. There you go. Can we get one from Brad? Can we get one from Brad, please? A clap, please.
Be right.
Tail slates.
Middle slates.
The first question in the chat is gonna be
Shit.
from Ethan Who. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I like this one. Fan cast your favorite comic, live action or animated.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
I got it easy.
Oh no.
Fan
The
cast.
one I had in mind has kind of gotten older.
This is it. It's Kingdom Come. Henry Cavill aged up. Ben Affleck aged up. Gal Gadot aged up.
Zach, what's his name? Zach
Levi? Levi.
Yeah, Zachary Levi. Yeah.
Aged up. Jesse Eisenberg aged way the fuck up. You got Harry Lennox aged up. No, he's a Martian Manhunter. He doesn't need age.
No,
up
he's
at all.
fine. He looks great.
Jason Momoa, leave him. Just leave him.
Don't touch him.
We bring Ryan Reynolds back, but he's aged up, and we probably give him some jokes where he can just play fart in space. Because Ryan Reynolds probably wants to write his own scene, and he probably wants to fart. I don't know. He probably wants to talk about Mint Mobile.
Is there Ryan hate here?
No, but the Green Lantern that's orbiting around the Earth at that point is Hal Jordan. And I would bring him back because it's like,
Yeah.
always a cool redemption. You know what I'm saying? Always a cool redemption.
Yeah. True.
I don't know if I have Ezra back as Flash. Maybe it's and I told Corey this, like, a cool fan cast if they do replace Ezra would be who's
I have somebody.
who's King from Mindhunters, the young detective who plays blonde guy in Frozen.
Oh, from Hamilton. The guy from the
yes,
King George from Hamilton.
Yes. That's Barry Allen.
What is his name?
That's Barry Allen. Anyways, yeah, I do Kingdom
Okay,
Come.
you know what?
Live action.
I do like that casting for Flash. The other I had in mind was Robert Sheehan, who plays Klaus in Umbrella Academy. I could see him playing
Or
Barry Allen as well.
or Miles Teller.
I could see that. I'm
Like
down with
Miles
that.
Teller.
I'm down with Miles Teller as Flash. I can do that.
And then if I'm gonna have Magog, Dave Bautista.
That's who?
Magog. Remember in Kingdom Come, the story of Kingdom Come is that
I remember.
20 years later, the heroes have retired, and it's because of the event of Magog, and he was like this more radical, dark villain, an anti-hero, and everyone really liked him because he killed the Joker. And Superman was like, I ain't about that. And then Magog was like, he pretty much, John Bernthal Punishered him and was like, I'm the full stop, you're the half stop. And it's like, they need me because you could have stopped him, but you never did. And then Superman was like, that's when the American Dream died, Yes, Jonathan Groff, you're right. Bad reprint. But yeah, Dave Bautista would be that guy. And then years later, when they're like, we have to capture Magog, he's just like sad, broken. He's like, Superman, I wasn't supposed to beat you. I wasn't supposed to be the hero that everyone looked up to. I was like, I was some kid. And I think Dave Bautista has those acting chops to play that very dramatic and dark and sad, broken character that no one just gives him a chance to do. And then you have to have the old man and you have to have the Spectre. If I was going to have the Spectre, if I want like a deep, booming voice. I mean, the boring, lazy answer is Benedict Cumberbatch. And I feel like there's a more inspired cast for the Spectre to play God's Wrath, who brings this old man to see the end of the world in a biblical brimstone and fire. I feel like if I'm doing Zacky Snidey, oh no, he's already Henry Allen. I was gonna say Billy Crudup because he did Dr. Manhattan. But I would probably then just do, you know what? Lee Pace. Lee Pace would be Spectre. And old man, Richard Jenkins. Richard Jenkins. All right, that's my comic book live action. All right, sorry. Josh or Steve's?
I'll go because I don't have a lot to say. Birthright by Joshua Williamson is a really cool comic, and I think over the past year, it has in my brain kind of gone. Yeah, I think that might be one of my favorite comic books of all time. In terms of like casting, I mean, I'm a sucker for Henry Cavill,
Mm.
so let him grow out his beard to the max. I mean, his six pack can have a six pack. That's fine. It already does. Um, but there's motorcycles and medieval and fairies. The female lead, I think, Cynthia Erivo. She was in Harriet. She was in Widows. I think she's, I think she's more of an up and comer, but badass, badass. Wow, why do I keep wanting to say ask? Badass black woman, who
Mm.
is the female lead, who plays his love interest, but who is also a fairy.
Mm.
Very cool. But there's a lot of
Very
characters in
cool.
that. That is very cool. Very cool. um, yeah, there's a lot of characters. On the spot, I'm not like you guys. I can't do that.
Okay, baby.
But this, I think I got that. Those two leads. Boom. Steve's.
Hack slash, and why is
For
it
me,
Anya Taylor Joy? I don't know.
who?
I said Anya Taylor
got
Joy.
comic-
Oh shit! Something's killing the children with Anya Taylor Joy. That's the answer. It is the only answer. I'm just kidding.
I've never read Hack Slash, so I don't know who would play the lead. So
I've had a dream casting for Hack Slash. The thing is, I think one of the people I always thought of has
Sorry, that
kind of
was really
aged
loud.
out to play the character.
who'd you have?
But my original casting for Cassie Hack was going to be. Oh wait, first off, a bad reprint. Black Monday Murders is a fantastic comic. We read that in a archived Capeless Crusader episode. It's fantastic. Black Monday Murders would be an amazing adaptation.
I was
Sorry, I had to say
gifted
that.
the first volume by Calm Down Warning.
Mhm.
Calm Down Romeo.
Yes, that
and
was one of them.
and
Spintosh.
I never finished it. So, but
It's good.
so who's your pick? Who's your original pick?
My original pick for Cassie Hack was going to be Brianna, who was Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool,
Oh,
and was in The Exorcist season 2 with John Cho. She was his adopted daughter. She fits the character perfect, but she's now. I mean, maybe she's like 30 now, and Cassie Hack needs to be 17, 18.
Brianna
So
Hildebrand is
possible.
26.
26. So she could still be there.
Yeah.
Basically anyone who could be Danielle Harris like and fit that area, because Danielle Harris and Cassie Hack aren't too different.
I'm seeing some pictures of Cassie Hack, and it seems like it's a very what's that movie? What's that movie? Carey Mulligan, where she revenges all the men.
Not Last House on the Left. Hold on.
You know what I'm talking about, with Bo Burnham in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the horror movie. She gets payback.
Josh, you
God,
watched
I watched
it.
it too last Halloween.
Josh, you watched
Remind me?
it. This is Promised Young Woman.
Oh yeah.
It's a very Promised
That was
Young
good.
Woman. It's very like, ooh, I'm being seductive, but I'm doing it because I'm luring you to die.
That's what Cassie does to slashers. That's why
I
she
see.
dresses so seductively.
Mhm.
So Brandon Hildebrand is my original. I used to, for Vlad, her huge behemoth sidekick. I used to say the Mountain from Game of Thrones, but I recently saw someone who I think is a lot. He's 7'2", all muscle. I think he's way leaner than the Mountain is, and he would fit pretty good. His name is Oliver Richters, and he is a Dutch actor slash bodybuilder. He's 7'2". There's a picture of him and Jamie Lee Curtis you can find where it shows exactly how huge he is. But he is who I think would be a better Vlad than Mountain. So that would be my choice for him. But then yeah, so for Cassie, either Brianna Hildebrand or someone, whatever this generation's Danielle Harris was in the 90s, late 90s. That's who I'd want.
I mean,
as Cassie.
I'm seeing some pictures of people who they would want as her, and some people want Margaret Qualley as Cassie Hack, and I think she was in most recently Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Feet on the Dashboard.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I think she's older than Brianna Hildebrand, and also you could always make people look pretty young.
It's true. It's true.
So
It's open to anything, but
okay.
that'd be it. Yeah.
All right. Next question I got. We'll do this one, last one of the night.
Sure.
This is
Fine.
a question that's going to give everyone aneurysms. Who?
Oh, good.
This is from Ethan. Who? Are there more roads or buildings in the U.S.?
Son of a.
I think I read somewhere there are more buildings. I think I've legitimately seen this somewhere, but I don't. And the answer is surprising. Or there's more roads. I don't know. I don't know.
Googling
I was gonna relax after this show, but now I'm gonna have this bothering me the entire night. So that's great.
I'm googling it.
Why
now.
does this happen?
Why?
Why have
take
we?
the questions? That's why.
Why have we
take
allowed
the
terrorists into the chat?
questions. You take questions,
I'm
and
reminded
this
of-
happens.
I'm reminded of Harold and Kumar. But why?
We need medical marijuana.
Love that movie. Love that movie.
But why?
Why?
Why? But
That timing
why?
between those two is. Ugh.
Yeah, on one single road you can have several buildings,
Yeah. So
and
it's
on
definitely
several
buildings.
on and on
I don't
every
know
road
why
there
this
can be
was a
at least
thing
be
I
one
found on the
building.
internet.
But many roads can have no buildings.
But many roads are very long, and there is at least
The road
one
trip
building.
we're going on, we would see that. We would see how many roads with no buildings.
I don't know about that, man. I feel like if you're on, look, right, a road with no buildings, that means a
But
very
those
long.
dirt roads,
Like
those dirt roads that cut off,
Like
those count.
think of the 5 Interstate 5. That's a long road. That's one road.
Yeah.
That's a bajillion houses.
I know. Do dirt roads count in this
No.
equation?
I'm thinking
They don't
like
count?
no. I'm thinking of
Has to be
paved road. Because if you're
Ethan?
thinking about buildings,
Ethan?
it has to be man-made buildings and then also
Ethan?
man-made roads. That's what I'm going to say.
But-
I think it's buildings.
I want Ethan's. I want judge.
Dad.
Judge,
Mom is saying that.
Judge, here's a 20. It is.
Wow, that's a cheap judge.
Hey.
I'm gonna be sitting on the couch later, just thinking about. This shit.
I'm like, have you ever driven on like the 40 or the 68? It's like in the middle of,
See,
or
there it
even
is.
the, let me see, I think it's the 8. Yeah,
There it is.
the
There it
8.
is. He's finding it.
It going east to west, like north
Oh.
to south, like driving from
Ethan's response.
Shut
Ethan's
up.
driving
response.
from
Shut up-
San
shut up,
Diego. Driving from San Diego to Seattle. Yeah, there are some. I mean, California is a long fucking state that feels like you're like, cool, we're still in California,
Uh-huh.
but there's like stretches of road on the 8 or anything that's going east to west that you're like, do people live in this
Yeah.
state?
They have state of Jefferson signs.
Yeah.
Tom, did you see E comment? He said dirt roads are man-made.
Yeah. And even long ass highways still have rest stops. The answer is buildings.
There are dirt roads that have no buildings. I'm telling you.
Well, everyone, this has been this week's Nerd.
And this road will
They
never have a building.
they lead to a lake. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
We
Well-
just need buildings.
to fuel up. So there will always be buildings.
Oh, let's just see where the building takes us.
Anyways, thank you everyone. That's the end of our show. No more questions. Send more questions in the Discord. Yeah, let's go find someone to raid while Josh sings us out.
Raid.
We're
Josh,
gonna
who's that?
raid. We're gonna raid. Everybody, thank you so much for watching or listening or watching afterwards. If you're on the YouTube, hey, I see you. I see you. You are on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We will be back for this show next Monday. It's every Monday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to keep this quicker. Go to our website, neuron.tv. Pay attention. Turn on notifications here because we are here throughout the week. That is it. That is the update. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd
nerd
on.
on.